Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, Be Free Now with Maria. So today we're going to start out with my bag of words to see what I'm inspired to share. But I'm going to pick up, I'm not picking up anything. It actually jumped out, so I'm going to read this one. Okay, actually it says magic. Oh, I love that. I was going to say I'm going to pick out one word and then go to my new deck. But I didn't have to finish that sentence because here I am with the one word, magic. Okay, so magic, magic. Makes me think of how magical life can be when we are allowing ourselves to grow. So when we're giving ourselves the opportunity to break out of the automatic patterns and habits, and we're challenging ourselves, life becomes magical because it starts to move from stagnancy to growth. And that's what makes it magic. You know, we sometimes when we think of magic, we're thinking of something like, happening almost like, like a wishful thinking, right? And then this magic happens. But it's our actions that create the magic. It doesn't just happen, kind of like, I don't want to say out of nowhere. It's almost like that, wishful thinking type of magic, but rather that taking action and making things happen. In other words, making the decision to say, I want to start understanding myself better, or I want to start changing the way I do something, or I want to start. It could be anything, but something that's helping us grow and shift from stagnancy. It's helping us expand, learn more about ourselves, be more open to life in many different ways so that we get to experience more things. And sometimes those experiences may not always, feel good, but we can learn from them and we can grow from them. And not necessarily, try to run from them because we perceive them as all bad. There are things that we can learn, right, along the journey from the things we like and the things that we don't like. So we can learn from everything, and we want to remember that. But that's hard to do sometimes when we don't really prefer, whatever it is that's happening. So it's our job then to every day remind ourselves, right, of what is it that we're trying to achieve and accomplish for ourselves. Because when we do that, then we're able to, right, move away from this yucky feeling or disappointment or frustration or avoidance feeling to a more open and receptive feeling. So before I go any further, I do want to pick the top card from this deck that I already shuffled. And this is the Four Agreements from Don Miguel Ruiz. All right, and the top card is Surrender and Let Go of the Past. Oh, I love that. And it says, whatever life takes away from you, let it go. When you surrender and let go of the past, you allow yourself to be fully alive in the moment. Letting go of the past means that you can enjoy the dream that is happening right now. Now that's beautiful because yes, when you let go of the past, you can be focused in the present. And when you are in the present, right, we want to let go of any ideas of this is the only thing that's good is the things that I want, because even the things that we don't want can give us something, right? And sometimes things are happening for our greatest good. We just don't see it in that moment, so we want to remind ourselves of that as well. In other words, we wanted things to work out like this, and then things, worked out in another way, and we ended up this way. And that's not really where we were intending to go, but that's where things, right, where life happened to take us. And when we go there, right, it's like, oh my goodness, I couldn't plan this better if I tried. Wow, this really worked out. And, right, all of a sudden it was like, oh no, that detour or that shifting actually benefited me, or it gave me something that I could not even imagine, for myself. So we want to be open to that. But the other piece about letting go of the past is that whenever we are, holding on to the past, right, we're not allowing ourselves to be fully present, but we also are creating this heaviness for ourselves. And, it's hard without, a conscious practice to shift sometimes our thoughts. But we want to remind ourselves that we want to do small things in the present moment that will allow us to shift from the past. Because what happens when we're holding on too much to the past is that, instead of living this present moment, we're still in yesterday or 10 years ago. So even though that day passed, we're still living that day. And we really want to be living the present moment right here where we are right now. And we want to live it fully, but we can't if we're carrying all of this stuff and still stuck in yesterday. So it's almost like time is moving, but we're not. We want to move with time as opposed to, stay stuck in time, because staying stuck isn't going to bring us closer to what we want. And actually it depletes our energy as opposed to increasing our energy. So if we want to increase our energy, we want to bring ourselves, to the present moment and do the small things that help us pivot. Now, that's not to say we can't visit the past, for a purpose. I'm talking about staying in it and going over and spinning in it over and over and over again without any goal of shifting from it or learning from it. So we want to use that to help us shift or to grow, not to stay there when we do go back there. So what we want to remind ourselves every single day, right, is that we want to stay in the present moment, and we want to practice, even if it's something simple. It's strengthening our mind. It makes me think of mindfulness exercises. In other words, we can choose something very simple, but what we're doing is helping us, shift the way we do things. So for example, even if we take an object and we take a couple of minutes to just look at it, to just look at all the details of that object, and taking our time to just focus on that one object. Now, it may seem like a small, purposeless thing, but in actuality, it's strengthening our mind. It's helping us focus our mind. And that's important for us to be able to strengthen. So once we're able to do that, we're able to also shift from the things that we don't like and learn how to move our attention and our focus into things that can relax us, bring us down a notch, clear our mind so that we can think more clearly or connect with our intuition, our soul, and be able to create movement in the directions that we want to go. But if we have our minds constantly overly stimulated and not slowing down, to even pay attention to some of the details, then we keep ourselves just constantly moving and not really creating focus for ourselves. And that focus is how we're able to pivot. So it is important that, we take that time to do that. And last but not least, I do want to pick a card from my this deck also, which is one of my favorites, the Untethered Soul. And I shuffle that as well. And I have a card on the top that we'll use to see what else I'm inspired to share. So it says, nothing ever is worth closing your heart over. I feel like I got this one in the recent past, but I love it. Because it is true. We go through things in our lives, and, whether they're big traumas, little traumas, small things, that we didn't like, and so forth. But they have an effect on us. And when we hold on to them and stay and when we go through things, we create a story about what this all represents and what it means about us and so forth. And when we stay stuck there, we many times close our hearts. We get guarded, we get defensive, we don't allow love in, and we keep on holding on to the past and reminding ourselves that this is how life is, and so that we have to be careful. And the thing is that, sometimes we can learn, ways to navigate life better for ourselves, but it can also, weigh us down and close our minds up, because we're so worried about something negative happening, that we don't allow the good to flow in. In other words, we block the magic. We don't allow the magic to happen because we guarded ourselves too much. So focusing our mind, is a small way to start shifting from that pattern and allowing ourselves to be more present, intentionally present, starts to interrupt that pattern and brings us closer to that magic and to the things that we do want to experience that will bring us greater joy. So I'm going to end with that. I hope that this video helps you in some way and that you have a beautiful day. If this video did help you, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to find out more about other work that I'm doing, you can visit my website at www.bfreenowllc.com. That's B without the E, and all of the information is down on the in the description. All right, thank you and have a beautiful day. Bye for now.